we go into the afternoon. You might want to carry on the reindeer, though, this evening for Friday evening plans. There could be a passing shower. Our best opportunity for rain, though, comes up on Saturday. Scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder in the afternoon for the Panthers game. And then it gets windy, but we're drying out, and we are much cooler by Sunday. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers. Go Panthers!
Color I see.
Sweetheart, would you turn it down? The neighbors can hear us.
7th, 9th.
Sweetheart, the neighbors can hear this.
Ladies, if your husband's favorite TV setting is way too loud, it might be time for a hearing test. If this sounds familiar, it's time to call Beltone in Mooresville and Cornelius. Call 877-HEAR-123 today. That's 877-HEAR-123. Turn down the TV and turn up the conversation. Call 877-HEAR-123 now.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Hello, Lake Norman. Happy Friday to you. It's been a while.
It sure has.
Since we have met with you guys, and it's been a while since I've talked to Dan. I felt like, I think that the last time we were on here, there had been some sort of a little, I guess it was Thanksgiving or something, and I was like, Dan, I feel like it's been forever since I talked to you.
Yeah, we had a couple breaks there through the holiday season, but we're back at it now.
This one was a longer break. It's been 2 weeks, or 3, I reckon. But anyway, so we have some things to catch up on, but it hasn't really been, from my perspective, from my end of things, it hasn't been very news heavy. But you've kept
been busy
lighting up the internet.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been a busy month in Iredell, and
we just had a full moon. Is that what it is?
Let's hope the full moon is over, because it's been a tragic, past couple
It
weeks
really
here
has.
in Iredell County.
Yeah, it has. In fact, we're waiting on a rock star guest. They're running just a few minutes late.
They're
but
here.
They're here.
They're probably walking up the stairs right now.
Beautiful. So if any of you guys followed the Firewire, and you should, obviously, you would have read about Shayla, mom of the freaking century.
Yeah, no doubt. What a rock star.
She, their family home caught on fire right before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman ran back into her house to save all 3 of her children.
Yep.
I really don't even have words. So I'm really looking forward to being able to talk with her. I'm a mama of 4. I cannot imagine. I do know, a mama's heart, and but that is it's not something that any of us would ever
really
want to think about.
How she did it. Being in the fire service for as long as I have.
Yeah.
Today's homes don't burn like they did 40, 50 years ago, where you had a pretty good survival if you got low and crawled your way out. Today's houses aren't like that. It's plastic. Everything here is made out of petroleum today.
That's a good point.
And it's thick, heavy, black, poisonous gas. And one breath, and you're gone. It's all over with. So how she was able to go into the home and be able to get all these kids out.
Superhuman.
I don't know much about the fire, so I'm looking forward to talking to her. Was it a room and contents fire where there was only fire in one room, or was the whole house destroyed and she literally crawled on her hands and knees to get her kids? I don't know.
Dan, I remember, I think I was in the 4th grade, and I think it was like 4-H or something, some sort of training. I forget, but I went with a girlfriend of mine at that age, and we did a burn simulation with the fire department. And I will never forget that, where they literally have something set on, and we had to crawl. It was awful.
Yeah, South Iredell does a good job with that. They have the burn trailer, or actually I think it's owned by the county maybe. I don't know. It's got to be owned by the county because it's not at the firehouse. So the county must burn.
Well, this was actually...
But it's the burn house where kids can go in.
That's exactly what it was.
And you can crawl with,
it's exactly
fake
what it was.
smoke and, teach how to get...
Now, this was West Iredell, which is where I grew up at that, at that age, which is where this house fire was, if I'm
Yep,
not mistaken.
was.
But yeah, that's exactly what it was. And I remember being with a whole group of others and having to be on our bellies and slither our way through this house. And it was, scared the crap
I
out
was gonna
of
say,
me.
for probably most kids, it's a little scary,
It's
but you
very
do that
scary.
once, maybe you do it twice the next year, you remember that when something happens.
I'm
you know?
for almost 50 years old,
Yeah.
and I remember it, and that was in the 4th grade, I think, 3rd or 4th. I still remember it, and of course, all the tips of this one. This I probably shouldn't laugh, but this one sort of makes me giggle. I don't know if up where you're from they did this as much as they did it down here, but stop, drop, and roll
Yep.
was so huge, and I'm like,
Oh, when I was a kid, yeah.
I don't know how many times I've used stop, drop, and roll, Dan. You know.
I hope none.
But do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
so weird. Like, why did we? Anyway, our guests are here.
Yep.
We just got word, so
We're gonna break.
we're gonna break, and certainly they're the guests of the century. So we're gonna leave most of this chat to them. So we'll be back, guys. Stick with us. WSIC, The Scoop.
Investigative, uncompromising, unafraid. We'll be right back with The Scoop, hosted by Jaime Gatton, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, some extra clouds around for our Friday, but we're still warm, back up around 70 as we go into the afternoon. You might want to carry along the rain gear, though, this evening for Friday evening plans. There could be a passing shower. Our best opportunity for rain, though, comes up on Saturday. Scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder in the afternoon for the Panthers game. And then it gets windy, but we're drying out, and we are much cooler by Sunday. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers. Go Panthers!
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville is ready to show you a great time with memberships, tea times, the Victory Lane Sports Bar and Grill, and golf lessons. Dial 704-872-9990 to enjoy all the fun that the 500 Club has to offer. Bin 110 in Cornelius presents live music along with their drinks and eats for a fun night out in Lake Norman. Visit bin110.com for the live music schedule, their bourbons, whiskeys, and cocktails, as well as their food menu. Petty Rewind is playing at the Kane Center for the Arts in Cornelius on Friday, January 9th. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. while showtime is 7:30 for a night of iconic Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers songs. Visit kanearts.org for tickets to Petty Rewind and for a full schedule of upcoming shows at the Kane Center. On Saturday, January 10th, the National Charity League Lake Norman holds a fashion show fundraiser at Charles Mack Citizen Center in Mooresville. An evening of intrigue masquerade fashion show celebrates community, purpose, and the class of 2027. Check out the NCL Lake Norman Fashion Show fundraiser Facebook event page for ticket information. Get behind the wheel and drive a NASCAR race car at Charlotte Motor Speedway by yourself. If you don't want to drive, go for a NASCAR ride-along. The NASCAR racing experience is as real as it gets. There's no lead car to follow and no instructor rides with you when you drive. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com to book your NASCAR racing experience. From everyone here at WSIC Radio and Lake Norman Woman Magazine, we wish you all a happy new year and a strong start to 2026. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Struggling with focus, memory, or mental clarity? Royer Neuroscience offers personalized, remote brain training designed to improve your cognitive health. Anywhere, anytime, you can boost focus, enhance mental performance, and thrive emotionally and physically. Visit RoyerNeuroscience.com and reclaim your brain today.
Hard questions, real answers. The Scoop continues with Jaime Gatton. WSIC, local starts here.
All right, we're back. We're in now. Welcome back to WSIC's The Scoop, and we have our guest, super woman over here. And we're going to talk for the next few segments with them about the house fire that they've been dealing with, the fallout from it. We have 3 kids, right?
Right.
This is Shayla Hunter, by the way, in case we talked about you guys in the first segment. But so we have 3 kids. Remind me their names. We have Grayson, who's still in the hospital. We have Loveland.
Yep.
And then baby.
Braden.
And Braden is 2 months, right?
Correct.
Loveland
Well, is he still 2 months or is he
Going on 3.
going on 3 now? Okay.
I love it. And Loveland is 2 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we saying that right, just to make sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So let's just dive in, but I'm going to kick it over to Dan because, Dan, you have pretty intensively covered this story.
Yeah.
Obviously, I read about it first. I'm a Firewire idiot. I read about it first.
More on that later.
I'm trying to talk him into swag, y'all. But anyway, Dan, again, I will say, I know you don't have a heart, according to a lot of people in this county, but I know a different side of you, and I really appreciate whenever you do pick up something and run with it, the help that you provide. So you take it away, and then I can't wait to talk to the 2 of you.
All right, so for everybody, I'm sure you have heard by now, Monday, December 22nd, a massive house fire in West Iredell. West Iredell firefighters were the first on scene, and it was a pretty hard call to even listen to because it was quickly determined that there were people still inside the house, including children. And that just brings a massive response, not only from fire, but EMS, emergency management, and all that.
Thank God.
So we're here with Shayla today. Shayla is the mother who we've all reported and have seen that ran into the house, saving her children. Her husband, fiance. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure, so I didn't want to put anything out there that wasn't true. Was at work, I assume, because you weren't home at the time. So let's go right into Shayla. I'm going to go into 2 different avenues on this because I know the people listening today are the mothers that want to hear the mother instinct and the firemen who want to hear the fire side of it.
And Hunter, hats off to you too, obviously, because that had to be.
What a phone call to receive.
I cannot freaking imagine. So
got
we're not
goosebumps
leaving
even
you
thinking
out
about it.
by any stretch of the imagination.
So tones go off, working house fire. ECOM comes back almost immediately saying there's people reportedly trapped inside, which sends a bunch of EMS now, including administration, the whole 9. So Shayla, let's start with you, obviously.
What were you doing?
You were home.
So we had woke up around, I guess, 11, and my kids, we get situated on the couch and watch Peppa Pig. That's my son's favorite.
Oh, I love it.
And I had set them down, and I went back into the room, my bedroom, with the baby. And the baby was using the bathroom, and he's brand new. He's learning. So I left him in his crib, and I decided to go use the bathroom, too, while he was finishing. And I'm sitting on the toilet, and I start smelling something, and it's smelling funny. And, I mean, I'm not in my head thinking, okay, my house is burning down.
Of course not.
So I get up, and I go pick the baby up, because we're going to walk into the living room, get our bottle now. And when I open the door, it just black came in. And, like, right now, I can remember a little bit of red, like, fire, but I couldn't tell you where it came from. It was just, I know it was in that room, right outside my bedroom.
Gotcha.
And in that, I just put the baby to my chest and I took off running, and you couldn't see anything but black in front of you.
Oh my God.
And my son, he's on the spectrum. He's a little autistic, and we have these special locks on the door. So you couldn't open the door either. I had to push the button, twist the switch, and then pull the knob to get it open. So I'm in this moment thinking, oh my God, I can't get out. I cannot get out.
You're feeling
Right.
Feeling trapped. Yeah.
And then I get outside and I see the baby. He's screaming, and I'm like, oh my God. I see the flames coming out the window and on the side, and I start screaming.
How did you even keep, I don't want to call it composure, it's not even that, but how did you even think? Was it just instinct?
It was instinct. I didn't think. I don't think I thought for a second.
So you had Braden with you.
Yes.
In your arms. And so you opened the door.
Right.
And you got him outside, is that?
Yes.
Okay.
He was first.
Yes.
So you brought Braden outside. And now, what were the injuries to Braden? Because I did see like burn marks.
He just had a blister burn right here.
And that was literally from running through flames, probably.
Right.
Okay.
He didn't have any inhalation or anything.
Okay.
He was perfect.
So you go outside and you drop Braden off outside.
Right.
Now you know you still have 2 children inside. What's your next move?
I realized I don't have a cell phone because I left my phone in my room where the baby was. So I start looking around and I don't see any neighbors outside. So I scream as loud as I can, to the point I literally realized in that moment I wasn't wearing pants and I was urinating. I was screaming so loud. And I still didn't see anyone coming outside. And I thought I was trying to reason with myself. I'm like, okay, they don't want you to go in, but your kids are in there. And if you can't wait, you don't know how long this is going to last. And I just laid the baby down and I took off running. And I jumped over my fence. And when I went up the yard, I tripped over the stairs and my gate was locked. So when I finally got it pushed open, I guess it got so hot that the lock on the door was kind of jammed. It was unlocked, but I couldn't get the door open. So I had to contemplate breaking glass and everything. And thank God I got it open, because had I broke the glass I thought of breaking, it would have been all over Grayson.
Gotcha.
And when I finally got it open, I tried to run in, of course, because those are my babies. But the smoke, it knocked me down. And I was on the ground, and I remember that's when the whole thought process started to hit, like, what am I going to do? What do I do? And when I turned around, I could see the floor. So I thought, okay, well, there's no smoke. I can breathe there.
Good for you. Good for you.
So you got on all fours and
I did.
And crawled.
And I put my shirt over my nose. I thought, okay, anything's better than nothing. So I crawled in with my shirt over my nose, and I was able to see a hand like this. And I grabbed him, and his eyes was closed. And I pulled him towards me. And that's all I can think about every time I think about this, is just that moment right there.
And that was Grayson.
Grayson,
okay.
Yes. He was laying there on his back in the dining room. And I dragged him out, and I was able to set him down. We had some kind of little kid's couch on the back porch we had just threw out, and I laid him on it. And I could still hear my daughter screaming. So I knew she was okay because I could hear her, but I didn't know where she was either because it was so black. And when I walked in, she was coming towards me. She's the real hero, guys. She came towards me. I could hear her scream coming closer. I just kept saying, "Come to mommy, come to mommy." And we had this L-shaped couch, and I seen her start showing up a little bit in the smoke, and I was able to climb up on the back of the couch, grab her, and run her out. And that's when my neighbors showed up. Thank God for them also. There was 2 of them that showed up, and they made sure everyone was out. And when they said that, I was like, oh my God, my dogs are inside. And they were like, no, you're not going back in. Yeah. But I think I didn't have to. There was a side door, and our lock didn't work completely. So I knew I could break it. So I just yanked the door off, and my dogs flew out.
Okay, good.
And thankfully everyone was out.
Awesome.
Including the 4 cats.
So this went from a terrible thing. Obviously the injuries, that's a whole different story. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you lost nothing besides possessions then.
Right.
All lives.
Everything but nothing.
Right.
It's one of those situations.
When it comes down to it, the most important things all got out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's go into Hunter now. Where were you? Obviously working, but what happened who called you, and how did that all happen?
So I was grading an hour away with my stepdad, trying to clear out a lot. And me and my stepdad were talking. We were actually refueling one of the rigs, thankfully, because if I was working, I wouldn't have noticed that I was getting a call. But we were refueling, and my phone started ringing, and it was a Statesville area code. And normally I don't answer random numbers, but being it was
Likewise.
a Statesville area code, I answered it. And it was a normal conversation at the beginning. I said, "Hey, how are you?" He said he's not doing too good. My house was on fire. And then my heart sank. And I don't know. I told my stepdad I was leaving, shut the door, and left. And I raced all the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, I was halfway to Statesville when the fire marshal called me back and said that that they had to life flight my son to Wake Forest. And then I changed direction and headed straight there.
Okay. So you were out on the east side already? Is that where you were working? Or?
I was like an hour away at the time, so I was working down in China Grove.
China Grove, okay.
And
Oh, wow.
yes,
Boy, you were really close to Baptist, 85 right there.
right.
But you came towards back Statesville, and then you had to turn around again.
Yeah, I probably made it halfway to my house in 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
I was pushing it.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. So Braden gets life flighted.
Grayson.
I'm sorry, Grayson. I apologize. Braden, Loveland, and yourself. You guys all sustained injuries, not as severe, obviously. Where did you guys all go?
I was in the burn unit with the baby.
Okay.
We all went to the same hospital. He
All right,
was
so
in
y'all
the
went to
room next
Baptist.
to me.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I don't know where Loveland was.
She was in the pediatric unit. All that she had was smoke inhalation, so they just kept her on oxygen for 24 hours, kept her full of fluids, and they sent her home.
Okay.
She was good.
So
Another rock star.
over at that would be Brenner's part of.
Yes.
Okay, part of Baptist as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, what about who started the GoFundMe for you guys? Any idea?
That was my sister.
Your sister.
She actually, I mean, we didn't know that she was doing it or anything. They kind of handled everything behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, she made it and made the post, and then everything just kind of took off from there. Especially after you shared it.
Yeah.
Like
Heartless Dan.
Heartless Dan. Yeah. So I usually get up around like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I just was drinking my coffee, and I noticed a GoFundMe. I don't typically share them. I get hit almost every day with this stuff because of how much of a following we have, But knowing the severe injuries, and it was a local family, it's right before Christmas, the little heart that I have, like, why don't we share this? And when I looked at it, it was just shy of $4,000. It was like 3,800, something like that Tuesday morning. So I shared it, and it was just crazy. I couldn't stop clicking it just to see how much it had grown. And as of this morning, when the show started, I looked right before we started. It was at $208,474.
crazy.
And I'm just at awe over that. Everybody keeps tagging, what's his name? Nunley.
Justin Nunley.
Justin. And, he hasn't shared it, but, I don't think we needed his help. I mean, the community has really come together and
And
wanting
thank you
to
guys.
support you guys,
The people out there who are listening that might have contributed. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
I don't think I've ever done a GoFundMe a day in my life. I think me sharing them is my
Contribution.
Contribution, thanks. I can't think of the word. The few that I have done, but even my wife and I were just sitting there drinking the coffee, shared it. We're like, let's do something. So we did. It was really touching the story of you going in and rescuing your kids, right?
The hero.
So I agree.
Yes.
Heroics. I mean, you can't think of anything more. We're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to come back, and we're going to get into the injuries now of Grayson as much as they want to share, and what recovery and the future looks like for Grayson. We'll be back, WSIC.
Investigative, uncompromising, unafraid. We'll be right back with The Scoop, hosted by Jaime Gatton. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, some extra clouds around for our Friday, but we're still warm, back up around 70 as we go into the afternoon. You might want to carry along the rain gear, though, this evening for Friday evening plans. There could be a passing shower. Our best opportunity for rain, though, comes up on Saturday. Scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder in the afternoon for the Panthers game. And then it gets windy, but we're drying out, and we are much cooler by Sunday. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers. Go Panthers!
Harrison's knows the work doesn't stop just because the temperatures drop. Load up on the warmest workwear and toughest work boots from Ariat, Carhartt, Brunt, and more. Harrison's will keep you working warm all winter long. Come see us in Mooresville or harrisonsusa.com.
Spotless cleaning. How can we make your day spotless? Yes, we make not just toilets spotless, but also counters, cabinets, and kitchens. We make your whole house, your whole day spotless. My grandparents taught me the details, not the things, make your home and your life luxurious. Yes, they raised me in Brazil. And that's why we will never charge you extra for base parts. Let me help you be a diva a few hours a week. Spotless Cleaning and C.com.
Jay White here from Central Line of Realty. At Central Line of Realty, we believe it's all about you. If you're selling a home, buying a home, or adding doors to your rental portfolio, put the team at Central Line of Realty to work for you. Go to centrallineofrealty.com and let's get started.
Life is filled with uncertainties. Your career, your health, your relationships. So how can you plan for your future if separation and divorce are on your horizon? Eileen Stoner, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst at Morgan Stanley, can help. And the great thing is, she's right here in Lake Norman. To make an appointment with Eileen, call 704-896-9138. The use of the CDFA designation does not permit the rendering of legal advice by Morgan Stanley or its financial advisors, which may only be done by a licensed attorney. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Hey, call now. 800-676-2180. 800-676-2180. You might want to write it down. 800-676-2180. Again, for the last time, 800-676-2180.
Jack Frost loves catching unprepared homes. A furnace that sputters, a heat pump that strains, it's his playground. Beat him to it with a fall maintenance check from Horn Heating and Air Conditioning. Fall into the season of ah. Visit hornhvac.com, where your comfort is our business.
No one should face an empty plate, especially in our own backyard. At Angels and Sparrows, we are feeding families, fueling futures, and fighting poverty every day. But we can't do it without you. Help us keep our plates full. Join our full plate fundraiser at angelsandsparrows.org.
Shake things up, Lake Norman. Great design for you is here. We bring luxury interior design to life, specializing in stunning kitchen and bath renovations. From conception to completion, we handle every detail. Every project is unique. Our expertise makes the difference. Visit our downtown Mooresville studio by booking your 100% risk-free appointment today at greatdesignforyou.com. Design beyond your dreams.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. President Trump is directing Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to purchase $200 billion in mortgage bonds to bring down housing costs. Trump announced the move in a social media post, saying it will drive mortgage rates down and make the cost of owning a home more affordable. The bond purchases are expected to have downward pressure on mortgage rates, with some estimates suggesting a drop of at least 1/4 point, although some analysts are not convinced. Bob's Discount Furniture filed for an initial public offering disclosing growing revenue and profit. The company had income of $80.7 million on revenue of $1.72 billion for the 9 months ending September 28th. Bob's has more than 200 stores open across 26 states with plans to grow beyond 500 locations by 2035. And the final report on the 2025 labor market is out, and it's weaker than expected. The December jobs report shows the economy added just 50,000 jobs last month. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate fell more than expected to 4.4%. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here. Hard questions, real answers. The Scoop continues with Jaime Gatton. WSIC. Local starts here.
All right, we are back on WSIC with Shayla and Hunter. For those that have been listening, you know who they are, and for those who are just joining us, this is the family that was involved in the West Iredell fire with
right before Christmas,
right before 22nd of December.
Not that it would be any, a good time. There's never a good time, but
for something like this,
right before Christmas.
So
it's awful.
So we talked about what happened, how Shayla went in to get her kids, and how she realized the house was on fire. Let's get into something, the more serious part of this now, and the injuries. So we know that Loveland only had some smoke inhalation, which is what we have found in the medical world is pretty darn severe these days. It wasn't looked at as severe back in the day. You just dealt with it and you recovered. Well, there's a lot more to it now that we have found, or medical people have found. And then we have your youngest, Braden. He had second-degree burns on his forehead.
Yes.
And how long was he in the hospital for? Just a day or two, or?
I think it was just 2 days.
2 days.
And he was with Mama.
Yes.
Yeah, Mama carried him out. So that was just from the exposure on your way out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So let's go into your injuries now. We all saw the initial pictures. You were burned on the face. You're looking fantastic, by the way.
Do you feel okay?
I feel perfectly fine. My biggest thing was just being separated from the babies.
I'm sure.
Not knowing what was going on.
So was that your only injuries, a little smoke inhalation and the facial burn, or did you have other injuries as well?
So it was mainly just the face.
Okay.
That was the biggest thing, but I did get some right here is one,
Oh, yeah, I
and
can
then
see,
on
yeah.
this one, and then that one.
Okay.
This was when I had to reach in to grab Grayson. So he was in the hottest point of the house. That's where most of my burns came, was from getting him.
Okay.
Like you can see Loveland, and then you see me, and you see Grayson. I'm
Was
in the
he
middle.
unconscious?
Yeah.
I feel like he had just went unconscious because when he got outside and he got into the fresh air, it was almost like a, and I seen those beautiful blues. Like it was almost instant, and that's the only way I was able to leave him. I think just like when I seen him and didn't move, I was so stressed, and I was like, oh my God, but there's still Loveland, and I didn't know what to do in that split 3 seconds, whether to run or to try to help him. But then the neighbors showed up, thank God.
So you received second-degree burns by the looks of it.
Yes.
On your face, your back, and your arm. Right. Okay, so now we have all seen the pictures. Grayson took the brunt of this. Mm-hmm. So let's get into his injuries.
And Grayson is 4.
Yes.
Right?
He was, I listened to the pre-hospital report from the helicopter. They reported 50, I think they said 50%, and I think it was later determined to be 45. What's 5%?
Yeah.
Of second and third degree burns. So let's go into what burns he actually has, what his day-to-day is now, skin grafting. That used to be a really bad procedure back when I was a kid. It was a horrible procedure. I'd like to hear modern day, how it's done today, because I know what it was like back in the day, but I don't know today. So let's hear about him, his injuries, and what sustainability he has going forward with his injuries.
So his back caught the brunt of the injuries. That's where he's burned the most. That's where the third degree burns are coming in at. He does have some third degree burns in various parts of his body, like parts of his arm, parts of his neck, things like that. But for the most part, he's got the second degree burns just about everywhere above the hip.
Are they able to keep him comfortable?
They have been for the most part. So up until 3 days ago, he has been pretty much fully sedated.
Okay.
And he was on a vent for 2 weeks. He was battling ARDS, which is acute respiratory distress syndrome. and that was very critical. That was scary. But thankfully, he's out of the woods with ARDS now. His oxygen is staying up in the 95% and higher range, which is great. He's only taking, I think, 1.5 liters of oxygen. I don't know the rate on that, but which it's good. Thankfully, I think as far as the skin grafts go, I personally don't think that the skin graft technology has come as far as we think. It's definitely still one of the most painful procedures in the medical world that you can receive.
And that's the way it was back when I was a kid. I remember it was literally like a cheese grater.
Yes.
And they'd go in and start cheese grating the dead skin.
Right.
So that is not changed then. It's still essentially that. Okay.
Yeah, they stick like this machine that goes on your leg. Well, that's where they're taking his donors from, is his leg. But they stick it on you, and it pretty much just shaves the entire top layer of your skin off. And then they'll take that skin and put it in this machine that like meshes it out so that they can stretch it to be able to use more skin per volume of body. But he's got, I think, 2 skin grafts so far.
What a trooper.
To his arms, his hands, and his chest. And he's got 1 more to go for his whole back.
His back, yeah. And that's only coming from skin off of his legs?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only skin he has available.
Okay. Is it, and I don't know the answer to this, can they use donor skin or like a pig skin? Is there been any transfer of that, do you know? Animal type skin?
I'm not sure on that. We haven't asked. I know one of the questions I was going to ask when it first happened was if they could graft from me. But then I thought about it, and our skin is probably different. I've got a darker skin complexion than him. He's very fair-skinned. So, yeah.
I know
And
at one,
age.
it's, people at home are probably laughing like, Dan, did you really just say pig skin?
No.
Years ago, it was thought that we can start using, with the advancements of technology, start using animal skin. And pig was one of the ones because their skin is very much like a human skin. I never knew if it came to fruition, but Baptist is a top of the line burn hospital. So if they're not doing something like that, I'm guessing the answer is no.
Right. And I mean, I think that was a good question. I mean, you got people getting pigs' hearts transplanted into them nowadays. You'd think that we could transplant skin of all things, but no, still one of the most painful procedures.
Yeah. When I think I was 4 or 5, we were living in Buffalo, New York, and the house across the street caught fire. And this is where my interest in the fire department, I think, really came from. The neighbor across the street ran out of the house on fire. And, my parents shielded me from it.
So there was the stop, drop, and roll that we were talking about earlier. There you go. There it is.
That really happened. And that's where my interest really grew. And ever since that, I've kind of been fascinated with the fire department. And 14, I joined the local ambulance. And at 18, I joined the fire department.
And can I do a quick shout out to our firefighters? I mean, seriously, unbelievable work. And
I can tell you, West Iredell, I don't really have a good relationship or any relationship really with West Iredell, with exception of a few of their members. I know some of them, but I don't know the chief very well. I know a few people. But I tell you, if there is one fire department in Iredell County that sees the crap all the time, it's West Iredell.
It does seem to be that way.
There's an enormous amount of fatalities, accidents.
What is the why?
And I used to work for the sheriff's office. That's the busiest sector of the sheriff's office. When your lieutenant or sergeant told you were going to the west side, it's just like, it's going to be nonstop running all day long.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's just a rough part of the county, and for the fire department and the rescue squad, kudos to those guys on the west side. Big kudos. All right, we'll be back. WSIC.
Investigative, uncompromising, unafraid. We'll be right back with The Scoop, hosted by Jaime Gatton, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, some extra clouds around for our Friday, but we're still warm, back up around 70 as we go into the afternoon. You might want to carry along the rain gear, though, this evening for Friday evening plans. There could be a passing shower. Our best opportunity for rain, though, comes up on Saturday. Scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder in the afternoon for the Panthers game. And then it gets windy, but we're drying out, and we are much cooler by Sunday. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers. Go Panthers!
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville is ready to show you a great time with memberships, tea times, the Victory Lane Sports Bar and Grill, and golf lessons. Dial 704-872-9990 to enjoy all the fun that the 500 Club has to offer. Bin 110 in Cornelius presents live music along with their drinks and eats for a fun night out in Lake Norman. Visit bin110.com for the live music schedule, their bourbons, whiskeys, and cocktails, as well as their food menu. Petty Rewind is playing at the Kane Center for the Arts in Cornelius on Friday, January 9th. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. while showtime is 7:30 for a night of iconic Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers songs. Visit kanearts.org for tickets to Petty Rewind and for a full schedule of upcoming shows at the Kane Center. On Saturday, January 10th, the National Charity League Lake Norman holds a fashion show fundraiser at Charles Mack Citizen Center in Mooresville. An Evening of Intrigue masquerade fashion show celebrates community, purpose, and the class of 2027. Check out the NCL Lake Norman Fashion Show fundraiser Facebook event page for ticket information. Get behind the wheel and drive a NASCAR race car at Charlotte Motor Speedway by yourself. If you don't want to drive, go for a NASCAR ride-along. The NASCAR racing experience is as real as it gets. There's no lead car to follow and no instructor rides with you when you drive. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com to book your NASCAR racing experience. From everyone here at WSIC Radio and Lake Norman Woman Magazine, we wish you all a happy new year and a strong start to 2026. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Joshua Doby, president of North Main Financial Group. At North Main Financial Group, we move to where you need us: investment management, insurance planning, and estate strategies. No two people are the same, so we customize our planning based upon your needs. Reach out to us at northmainfinancial.com. That's northmainfinancial.com.
Hard questions, real answers. The Scoop continues with Jaime Gatton. WSIC, local starts here.
All right, guys, we are back with Shayla and Hunter. We're going to make this a pretty fast segment here. This is our last segment. We could sit here and talk for another hour.
No kidding.
So we're going to go and do some rapid fire stuff here just so we can get some of these questions answered that, I've had, you've had, and the public has had. So let's first talk about Grayson. We just talked about his injuries. He's still going through skin grafts. He still has one skin graft to do on his back where he was most severely injured with third-degree burns. So going forward, how much longer do you anticipate his hospital stay at Baptist to be, and what will happen to him after this hospital stay? Will he go into rehab? Will he be able to come home? What's the next plan for your son?
So right now, he's doing very well, especially with physical therapy. He's wanting to be on the move. He learned to smile last night. Yeah, I cried.
I'm sure.
He's picking up his arms. He's fist bumping. So I have a good feeling that once the skin graft is over and it heals mostly, we will be on the way out, real soon. He's determined.
And when you say that, does that mean going into a rehab next, or you think he'll be able to come home?
I think he'll be able to come home.
Okay.
But just with still some outpatient therapy.
Yeah. It was really cool to see the video you put out the other day. He's just going like this with his fingers, moving all his fingers, and you could see the injuries he even had on his fingers. What is the plastic all over his fingers? Is that something just to keep the skin moist?
It's a skin barrier, so
Okay.
it protects it from infection.
Okay, understood. All right, I'll add that question. All right, so we've raised all this money, $208,000.
And we
so
don't
far.
know, right, if this is going to cover it. As grateful as we are, obviously, and
Yeah.
we've said that to the community, but we really don't have an estimate from the hospital.
No,
yet.
I mean this 208,000. If they were to get every dollar of that, is not going to cover their hospital stay.
That's kind of my
I mean,
guess.
That's just the reality of it. We're probably over, I would guess, close to $1 million, if not already over that.
Yeah.
So GoFundMe, your sister set this up. What's the process like? Do you have any idea now?
So I'm not 100% sure. I know that she has sent me a link to accept to be the beneficiary,
Mm-hmm.
but we cannot get any of the money out until I get my ID and bank card and stuff like that, because we have no way of verifying who
That
we
it's
are.
you.
Who you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And that probably is the best way of doing it, because just thinking the legality, if your sister accepts that on your behalf and then transfers that to you, there's probably some sort of gifting tax or
Right.
something.
And there is a fee that GoFundMe obviously will take too,
Take
off the
two-
top, a
right off the
percentage.
top, yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, still, my goal was to get 225,000. That was the goal I had set. We're at 208. Maybe we'll share it again today. And
We
maybe
need more. We
can
need
get
more.
to that 220. I was thinking they take like 25%. So if they do
I don't know
that,
if it's that much.
I don't know. Let's try to get it at where they get 200 at minimum.
At minimum.
You know, that was kind of in my head. So, all right, so we got the GoFundMe. You guys are still learning about that, and I think most of us are, because we don't know either. The house was destroyed, right? There is no house. It's unlivable. So what are you guys doing for living arrangements, right? Where are you living right now?
So currently our insurance has put us up in a hotel in Winston. So we've been staying there kind of, if Grayson has someone to stay with him, we'll stay at the hospital for a night. But other than having family to help out, I mean, we've been at the hospital for every night.
So, listen, this stuff happens. Bills don't stop. Your cell phone has to be paid. You gotta pay. How are you guys surviving right now? Just between friends and family?
Community.
Nobody's at a point where we all have thousands of dollars in our bank account and can just
The
not work.
emergency fund,
you know?
yeah. Who can do that?
We all would like to have it, but I don't think 90% of us do.
Definitely.
So-
And we were in no way set up for an emergency fund or
Yeah.
anything like that. I mean, we're 23 and 25 with 3 kids. I mean,
Yeah.
Understood.
life's expensive.
Oh yeah, exactly.
What are you guys doing? Are you set on food? Are you set on? Is there anything else that you need that we can do?
I think for the time being, we're okay. We've had a lot of donations from the community. Like he said, he's from Concord. I'm from Statesville, so we have 2 different communities coming together for
Beautiful.
us. And we have storage buildings full of some clothes for the babies and some toys.
Speaking of,
Okay.
we were just talking during the break, and I was like, we are not going to go off the air without talking about this.
Right.
Shayla was saying your ultrasound pictures
Yes.
of the babies. That's the one thing that was heavy on your mind and your
course.
heart. And there was a piece of furniture
Right.
that you had all that saved in.
So my vanity was saved from the fire, and all of my ultrasounds from all 3 pregnancies, my umbilical cord clips,
The umbilical cord
even the
clips.
flash drives from the ultrasounds, they were all in there.
Perfect.
And then Dad gave Shayla a bunny when she was little. And she was saying she gave it to Loveland.
Right.
And the bunny survived.
Yes.
That's remarkable.
Yeah, my dad had passed away when I was 4, and that was one of the only things I had left of
You
him.
had left.
And I gave it to my daughter when she was born, and surprisingly,
incredible.
that made it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, you guys are for a young couple, you don't see the strength,
resilience
that you guys have
yes.
shown. You don't see that today.
And you've obviously
people-
given it to your kids. Clearly.
If you look at trends, people aren't getting married until they're in their 30s and 40s. You guys, like me, got married very young by the sounds of it.
I married her at 18.
Yep.
A month after I turned 18.
Good for you. I got married when I was 21, and my friends all looked at me like I was an idiot. Like, what do you, maybe that's why Ken called me an idiot. He knew I got married young. I don't know.
Do you think that's why, Dan?
We all had a great party and a great wedding.
I really don't think that's why, Dan.
Nah, probably not. But to see young people today going through with what is tradition, getting married, having children, and now going through something like this, where you damn near lost one of your kids, and it could have lost all of them if it wasn't for the heroics of your wife. What an inspirational story. I hope that we're going to share the GoFundMe again. I really would like to see that get to that 225 mark.
At least.
Thank you.
At minimum. I want you guys to walk away with a certain amount, and I have that certain amount in my head, and I'm going to do my best to get it there for you. That money isn't going to touch the medical bills. I don't know what your health insurance will cover, if you even have. That's none of my business. But what I do feel is my business is to help. I have a platform. Jamie has a platform. WSIC has a platform where we can get this story out and get you as much as we can. You've lost everything. The clothes on your back were probably something that you had to sift through or were given.
Yes.
People reached out to me saying, where can I donate, clothing? And I didn't want to, doing that during Hurricane Helene, what we realize is people go through and give their crap that they don't want no more and now want you to take care of their crap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in some respects that's okay, but when we got a following like I do and Jamie, you can't have 100,000 people give you guys, you're a family of 4.
Dan,
right?
speaking of
or
this,
5.
the American Red Cross
Oh yeah.
did step in
Yes.
to help, right?
Yes.
Quickly, tell me, what has the Red Cross done for you guys?
I mean, they've been awesome. I mean, they came in, I think it was day 2, they came into the hospital and sat down with me and just figured out everything that they could do to possibly help.
That's wonderful.
And I mean, from getting us money that very first day to be able to pay for food at the hospital or clothes or any of the things that we may need, and then getting therapy and counseling for her. And the
Good.
kids
I was
set
going to
up
ask about that.
and aftercare.
Wonderful.
It's been amazing. What
I
they've been
don't
able
want to
do.
give too much away yet, but I have had meetings with Red Cross executives, and we're working on something right now between my business and the Red Cross. And in a meeting that I had yesterday, they had talked that a new part of their, not so much new, but a newer part of their business is mental health. And, going back to that, I don't have a heart thing. I don't think mental health.
Right.
But you know what? When you see your baby burned at 50% of his body with 3rd-degree burns,
And you're remembering the hand.
As hard as I think I am, if I saw my Nick or my Zach with that, I would need that service.
Absolutely.
So that is awesome that the Red Cross is offering that now, and we're going to have more on that, down the road. That's something we're still working on. But
we obviously want to offer ourselves, and we can talk more about this off air. But privately, if there's anything that
you guys. You've reached out to me throughout the years on Facebook with the Firewire. I didn't know your wife until recently. Just reach out. Anything we can do. I have the platform. Jamie has the platform. We could talk about it on the air.
I just have a really big mouth.
We won't go there.
Shut up, Dan.
Guys, we appreciate you guys coming in and listening to Shayla and Hunter today. This is a family.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us.
This
Thank
is
you for
truly.
having us.
Thanks for all the
Yeah,
support.
oh, you're welcome. Truly a family that still needs support from all of us. So we're gonna go take them out to lunch now and
yes,
and have a good meal.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Y'all
you
have a
guys
good
for everything.
weekend.
Great radio doesn't end here. Catch the full episode and dive into our archives on the WSIC News app.
WSIC 105.